Good morning. Brian Bill, Baptist minister, told about an old candid camera episode where an actor was on a busy sidewalk and began looking at the ground. He walked around a bit, continued to look down, and people were passing by him, and few gave him strange looks. After a couple of minutes, he decided to get down on his hands and knees and began feeling around with his hands. Well, he soon drew a crowd of people, about a dozen of them. They were on their hands and knees looking for something. At that point, the actor who got all this started in the first place quietly got up and walked away. No one else noticed that he left. They're so intent in their search that they never even bothered to ask what it was they were looking for. There's a lot of people in this world who are just like those folks. They know something's missing. They just don't know what. A lot of times, what's missing is the need to dispense hard feelings, to forgive someone who's wronged us, to get on with life. Someone whose name I do not know said this: "Go to church to learn about forgiveness. Go home and become a forgiver." You know, that's not bad advice. I read a story about a man who had rabies. Back in the early 1900s, before a cure for rabies had been found, this fellow was bitten by a rabid animal and taken to the local hospital. A doctor examined him, ran tests, broke the bad news to him. He told the guy, "I'm sorry, but you've contracted rabies. There's no hope for you. We can keep you somewhat comfortable during your last days, but that's about all. I suggest you write out your will and set your affairs in order." The man was shaken, but managed to keep his composure, and he asked the doctor if he could have a writing pad and a pen. The doctor had one of the nurses to find a pen and tablet and bring it to the guy, and the guy started writing. Well, the doctor left the hospital and returned several hours later, and he walked by the guy's room and saw he's still writing. Doctor said, I'm glad you took my advice. It's good to see that you're working on your will." The patient looked up and replied, "Doc, you don't understand, do you? This isn't my will. This is a list of people I'm going to bite before I die." Oh, brother. Somewhere I read that most of us think that forgiveness is a great idea. That is, until we're called upon to forgive someone who has wronged us. Been there and done that. Perhaps you've been there and done that too. Jesus said something about this issue one day that was very, very sobering. He said, "And when you stand praying, if you hold anything against anyone, forgive him, so that your Father in heaven may forgive you your sins." Somewhere I read these words: the first to apologize is the bravest, the first to forgive is the strongest, and the first to forget is the happiest. I'm Larry Hatfield. Good day.